Hello everybody. This is Sea Cat or Crystal Cat, depending on like what I'm going by that day. But this is like the Sea Cat is the name that I'm going by like on this site. And this is like the music in the background is like Chris Pride. And this is a CD that she sent me, and this is all of her like links and her sites or whatever. And she's also got like a site on like where she sings sometimes on like Twitch, so you can look her up by the same name. And this is what she looks like in case it's like you don't recognize her. And today my project is going to be, I'm making keychains for our Pride that's coming up this weekend. And I'm going to be making like keychains. And these are the keychains right here. They start off as like plastic lids. And it's like, this is what they end up looking like. And I might make like more. I haven't decided. I'm going to see how well they sell at Pride. And I might sell them like online. But I'm not like the most like, how to explain it, like technical person, so how I do that, I'm not gonna have to figure it out. And you can't use any plastic. The plastic that you have to use is like a number 6 plastic, like right here. If you see in the little triangle right there, it's like right there, like a number 6. It'll be in the little triangle. And there is a big difference. You can't just use, like I said, you can't just use like any plastic. Like any plastic has to be the number 6. And it's like sounds kind of like this. And I'll like give you an introduction to color. And this is what like it looks like when it's like you use a number 6. So this was a number 5 lid, and like I said, as you can see, it's not as hard and it's a lot more flexible. And this is being in the oven for a little while, because when I cook it, it has to be at least like 375, and you have to cook it at least for 4 minutes. This was cooked for like, I'd say like maybe like 8 minutes, and it did not do nothing. And I'm also very particular about the brand of crayons I use when I'm using using it on my plastic. This I can show you as an example of like what I'm talking about. This right here, I have no idea what this brand is. It was like, I think I got it in like a multi-pack or whatever, some like, whatever. I hate like the little boxes that they are, like that they come with like crayons and like pastels and all that, because they're not the best quality, you know. But this is like, I can show you right here, is like, it's some cheap brand, and it is kind of vibrant, but it does not work well at all on the plastic right here. And this is like Crayola, and this is like the next, like, I'd say color over. And Crayola is okay, you know, like say when I do my coloring, which I'll get into in a second, it's like, that's what I'll probably be using. And so it's like, it does kind of go on there, but it kind of doesn't. But then this is like the Faber-Castell right here, right? Faber-Castell in blue. It's no particular name, it's just called Faber-Castell. And it's like, that's the brand I usually get, because it's like, it's cheap enough that I can work with it. But as you can see, it's much more vibrant, and it blends out more. And that, like, see, I'll put down here too. And blends out more and sticks to the plastic better. And this is a Prismacolor. And Prismacolor is my favorite brand, but it's like, you know, exit stuff. But it's like, it's kind of, Prismacolors are kind of expensive, so I don't use them as much. And we'll do like on here. See, as you can see, it's much more vibrant. And it's like, it sticks to the thing, and the tip is much more softer. Whereas this one, it's like, it's much more hard. And this one is like, just like, you know, very hard. And I don't really like that. So I usually, like, if I'm going to do like a coloring book project, I would probably use like the, you know, coloring, like, so I do have Crayola, use Crayola just because it's cheaper. And it's like, I don't really want to like, you know, go through and do like the most expensive thing for when I'm doing the coloring project. I'm going to be using like a lot of media. And then you can, like I said, as well as like the blending. I can show you right here like what I mean by like the blending. And like, I'm going to be using like the Prismacolor right here. Sorry if it's by the side, but you know, I'm very like kind of working like kind of, you know, right now like bare bones, like basically on an iPad. As you can see, as it blends, you can see, like, let's see, do this right there, how much it blends. Like this one right here, you can see it blends much better. But like I said, I'm not going to be using like Crayola when I do like, I'm not going to be using like the Prismacolor when I do my project. Sorry, I meant to say Prismacolor, because like I said, they're kind of expensive. I do have like a bunch of stuff on my wish list that I do like want to use, like, it's on my like, you know, profile on my YouTube page. If you guys do want to get me anything, you can, but it's like, it's not expected. I don't expect you to like get me anything from like you know on there, but if you do, it's like nice and I'll appreciate it. But it's not expected, you know. And one of the other things I'm also going to be doing is also like, you know, maybe later down the road if I have time, doing like coloring. So I do like coloring, and I know some people do like that too and stuff. And this is like what I'll be doing, like anything like this, like coloring. Let me show you like a couple examples of some of my coloring. This is like an old coloring book. Let's see if we can find anything in here. Kind of like this. As you can see, burned. And this one I might do for like for Pride. It's a little heart. And I've got a lot of little tests, like where I do test watches and stuff like that. This is one of them. This is also in my like banner for my YouTube thing. One more in here, I think. And like I said, I might do like a coloring, like, you know, later down the road. I'm gonna see how well the keychains sell at Pride. If they, like I said, if they do well, I might like, you know, kind of like start trying to sell them online and try and figure it out. And this is like a project that I want to work on, and I won't do it until I get like at least 50 followers. And like if it's successful, and it's like the version I'm gonna do is like this, and this is called Delft, and it's kind of like a Dutch like China. Because it's like I do have like ancestors from like my grandparents are from the Netherlands, and that, so I might just do that for a project. I haven't decided yet. You know, like I said, I need at least 50 followers on my YouTube channel to do that. That's my coloring book, and I do not have any cat coloring books. I did get like a version of it, like this, like right here, this like dot to dot, and I absolutely hate this thing. I hate this this coloring book. Because this is what it looks like, right here. Like, that is hell. So, it's like, I gave up on this. There might be one thing that I can do in here, but otherwise, it's like, you know, I'm not going to be ever touching that, like, coloring book ever again. Because it's like, it's hell. And one of the projects, and that's like, and if you do not like scraping noises or cutting noises or anything like that, I do not recommend being on the site, because it's like I will be doing a lot of scraping and coloring and scratching and whatever. And it's like, if you do not like that, do not like hang out here, because you will not like it. And one of the things I have to do when I'm doing this is like I have to like sand it down. So let me see, I will, like I said, and sand it down. But first, then I have to cut out the outside right here. And then I have to color. And then it's like what I usually do is, I can find a page, like right here to see. It's like do an outline. And today one of the things I'm going to be doing is like a cross. You know, I'm going to be trying to sell my Pride. And like, I'm also like giving to, like one as a gift. And I like I said, and usually like when you sand it down, it's like, then I have, like I do a little outline. And then it's like, when you do the hole punch, you have to be very specific and get a lot of space, which I didn't do. Like you can see, like that, it's a mistake. So first we're going to cut this out. Like I said, if you don't like these noises, you can either mute it, or like, you know, if you do, it's like, you know, just keep listening and enjoy. I hope you know, it's like, you know, it just depends whatever your thing is. And it's like, so this is a number 6. I try to get it close to like the edge as I can. And you have to be very specific when you're cutting, especially when you're cutting it out, because if you get like the slightest little like crack in there, or like a little like indentation, it will mess up the whole entire like, what do you call it, like project, and it's like it won't do you any good. I'm just gonna throw that on the ground for right now. And this is what I do right here. I take it and I like, let's see which side will work best. Probably on the inside. Yeah, this will work best. Like to do it so I can do it inside here. And then you have to sand it down as much as you can, like, and get close to the edge. This is okay to go like around this edge, you know, and stuff, and like, but you have to sand it, and you have to sand and sand and sand, and that takes a little bit of a while to do the sanding. You know, if you have any questions, you can do it in my like profile, like the chat area or whatever, where you leave comments, you know, and I'll answer them as best as I can. And a little about me, I am from like Iowa, made in 1973. I'm not going to share too much information, but I'll share as much as I can. And I have a cat, and once in a while she will be making an appearance, you know, if she's in the mood or whatever. She's not really supposed to be up here, but a lot of times I just let her hang out because it's like, I know she likes to watch this stuff and watch me do it. And there are some gifts for her in there if you want to like gift her anything on my like what do you call it, my little link. There's a link to like an Amazon wish list. This is gift not like so expected, but you know, whatever. And a lot of these lids, like, you know, I said, it's like when I work in a grocery store, they just end up throwing them away, so I wash them down, and I get the labels off. If I can't get the label off, I have to use like a little bit of a Goo Gone to get the label off. Because like I said, food can only be kept for so long, and they have to throw it away. That's just the nature of the world and stuff. So let's see, here's sanded down as much as I would like it to be. So let's see, which one will work with it? Maybe the cross? Let's see. Yeah, I think the cross will work just well for this. And then I will do like a little outline that says, so you want to give enough space so it's like you have like for the keychain. And I might do a little heart because we also have like these little hearts that I do right here, as you can see. And these are like little like charms that I do along with like, to add on to a keychain if I feel like I need to add it on. I will not be doing any like cooking of the keychains today because it's like this device. I don't know if I'd be able to handle it, like trying to hold it and then watch it in the oven. Maybe later down the road, or if I get more followers, I might. Let's see, and then like maybe up here. We'll see. But first, we're gonna do a little outline, and I try to get as much space as at least on the top part where I want the keyhole to go for that. So let me get out my little like. Right here. And this is like, I don't know, I can't remember what this pencil is, but it's like, or where I got it, but it's like, it's one I usually use for my projects. There we go. So we'll do it like this. And I'm not going to go too detailed, because like when you do like these little like outline, you don't want to get too like much detail into it, because it's going to be cooked down, and like some of the details may be lost. And plus it's like, we'll like kind of give you like, not a lot, you know, to work with like, in your spaces. So we're going to do a little outline like that. And I've got a few of these that I need to do in that. So I might not do them all online. I'll see how well this video gets viewed. There we go. And I did get a little bit of the sticks in there, but that can just show that it's like it's a recycled item. Probably should have paid attention better to that, but you know, it is what it is. And this is what the finished product will look like. And I'm gonna do a pride version of this. I haven't decided if I want to put anything inside or not, but let's see. Like I said, we're gonna do the pride colors, like right there. So the first thing you have to start with is like red, you know, orange, yellow, green. Let's see if I can like kind of how long it's for this. So say I might just kind of wing this too, like doing the colors stuff, and just kind of draw and see how it works out. And I have one more cross to make after that, because this one is going to be a gift for somebody. So this is a fiber castle, like right here. The fiber castle. This is like no particular color. It's just like 126. And just kind of do like a little like coloring around there. There we go. Color. And the next color I'll be like doing is like, of course, is orange. Like maybe do this, like right this. I don't know what everybody else's favorite color is, but my favorite color is blue. Blue or purple are my two favorite colors. My least favorite color, I would have to say, is probably like orange and red. And maybe yellow, you know. But that's just because of my personal preference, you know. Yellow. Maybe I'll do a little bit more orange. Yeah, a little bit more orange. And maybe like if anything I'm gonna wear, it's gonna be like black, you know. I can maybe go with like orange and yellow wear, but I can't really do black or white. And white to me is just like the only reason I hate white is because it doesn't matter what I'm wearing. It's like, you know, if it's white, it's like somehow like some kind of mess will end up on me. And it just annoys the crap out of me. I'm like, oh, it's like I've got a nice white shirt on. Let's get coffee on it. Let's get mustard on it. Let's get like whatever on it. And it's like, and I may have not even been anywhere near those like things, but I will somehow get that on there. Like I said, it's super annoying. See, and then the other color we're gonna go with green. This is the Fiber Castle one, and this color is grass green. And like I just got it, like they had like a coupon for like Fiber Castle colors, where if you bought like something, you got like a free color. And this is the color that I picked out at Michael's. So I do not shop at like Hobby Lobby, just so you all know. If I can help it, I do not shop there. I don't support that store or like their policy, so I do not shop there. And then, you know, because they've made it very clear of what they like believe and what they stand for, so I do not shop there if I can help it. Once in a while I have to get something there because they don't have it at Michael's, but I usually do not try to shop there. And the hardest thing is, like I'm gonna say, is like, say if you were just a public person and you were doing these recycled lids, is to try and find like these actual like the number 6 lids. It's not as easy as you think. The only reason it's easy for me is because I work in a grocery store, and people will usually like save like the lids for me. Let's see. I think that looks good enough to me. Next color is, let's see, the blue. If I can find the blue one. That's purple. Oh, there it is. Blue. Like I said, I'm just winging it. I should probably, like I said, better measure these out, but it looks good to me. And like I said, maybe later down the road I'll do like a bacon one and stuff like that. But like I said, it's like I'd probably have to stand there and hold the tablet or the iPad that I have, and then like do it. And it'd be like, I think that'd just be too much work for me. And then sometimes I do mess up on the colors, and it's like when I do that, I have to get like a Q-tip with like a, what do you call it, a little bit of rubbing alcohol and do it that way. Let's see. That looks pretty nice. I don't know about you, but I think that looks pretty nice. Maybe a little bit more of the red up here and stuff. Like and the thing is, I try to fill in as much of the spot as I can and stuff like that. It will show up sometimes a little bit, but like, you know, people need to realize this is a homemade thing. So, you know, it's like homemade sometimes looks a little bit rough around the edges, but it's made with like, you know, care and like a person that's actually doing that project. And I think you need to remember that when you see like crafting projects stuff. Granted, I have seen like when I've gone to the craft store or some places, I've seen like one time where it was obvious this person like bought the sign that they had there from the dollar store and just put like little decorations on it, and it's just kind of like, to me, that's just kind of like you're cheating. Let's see. And one more yellow. Okay, and then the other final detail for this, shake it off a little bit, is like I'm gonna go around with a marker, and the only time I use a marker is to do my outlines. Like I said, I could probably do like the markers, like say, and I do like my like or whatever, but it's like if I had more established markers. And the thing is, other than it really annoys me with markers, they can dry out, you know, and then it's like you're stuck with like, you know, okay, what do I do? Like, see right there, you can even see it's kind of bleeding a little bit, but like I said, it's like it doesn't really matter because it's on the outside and stuff, so it's not going to bug me as much. The next thing I will do is like cut it and like, see, there we go. There we go. And that's the final product right there. And then I have to like cut it, and let's see what I do with my scissors. And I will cut it out. Kind of let the little like ink dry a little bit before I do it. And like I said, usually it's like I try to like be very precise when I'm doing this, because like I said, if you get one little indentation and there are one little like mess up, it's like it messes up the whole entire like project, you know, because it's like once it's in there, it's like it's not going anywhere. And I was gonna do a heart, but it's like on here where did I put the little hearts, so maybe I'll just like forgo that. Yeah, I think I'll do a heart too, just because I think there'll be enough to like kind of like do the heart. So I think I'll do a little heart too, and just add it on the top right here. I'll do it down here because I want to put the hole punch up there. Maybe I'll skip the whole like. Trying to decide whether I want to do that or not. Let's see. No, I think I'll just skip it. You know. Just so I can just do it like. And right here, I'm gonna leave like a big, like thing up there, just so I have like where I want to do the hole punch, and I have like something to work with. Let's see in there. Come on, let's get out of there. Come on, you can get to it. There we go. You know, and you can just tell me if it's like this is a thing y'all want to watch or not. You know, and I might just keep doing it just to do it. And stuff, but there's around the edge. Kind of shape it off a little bit. And one of the things I really wish that like Faber-Castell or like you know, Prismacolor would do is just kind of like do like where they do like say like orange. There's more than one color orange, and go from dark to like light. There is like on like Amazon, you know, dark to light one, but I guess it's like it's not a very good brand, and like a lot of people from the reviews I've seen, it's like don't seem like it is on like wish list. They're not gonna keep messing it. But if you wanted to see it, it's like that, you can see it. And I'm just the only reason I have it on my wish list is like I was curious. Let's shake off that, and then like let's see. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is like the final thing, the hole punch. Let's see if I can get it out there enough. A little bit. Let's see where it is. Not even gonna get like where I want it to be, so we'll do a little bit more. Oh, maybe I should like do this and like take this thing off. There we go. That might help too. So I'll get it as close as I can to like the little like. There. So that should just be enough space to like cook it and work with it. So that's like what I'm doing for that one. Let's see if I can get like maybe a heart out of here. Let's see. No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get a heart out of that. Maybe I will. Let's see. We'll see what happens when we draw it. Let's see what happens when we draw it. It might be too close to this edge to like do anything with. Yeah, it's like it's too not enough edge there. So Usually, like I said, I just use these as scratch paper if I want to like test something. And usually when I cook this, I cook it on like a little teeny tiny cookie sheet I have. And like I said, usually at like 375 because our ovens are a little bit in this apartment are a little bit like kind of like not the best. So we'll take that and that will go. That little teeny tiny piece will go in the garbage. I have a cat and she likes to get into stuff. The other one I'm going to be trying to do is like this. And this one's I'm a little bit nervous about because there's a lot more detail in this than there is like the other one. But I have like already kind of like a few like and stuff, but let's see there. I'm making like this. I'm going to try and see what happens. But we'll see. But let's see. And I might not do all the details. I might do like a little bit. But this one's going to be like a gift for somebody too. Let's see, is there enough to do hearts? Let's see, maybe not. We'll just do this first, like I said, and we'll try and I'm going to do this one a little bit different because like I said, it's a special gift for somebody. So, let's see. Interesting thing about this song, every time I hear it, I'm convinced it's about like kind of murder, but like it's called My Darling Clementine. And the only reason I say I think it's about murder, if you really listen to the song, it's like he's talking about this girl that he's really into, and then it's like they're out somewhere all alone, and all of a sudden it's like she drowns, and he's like he doesn't go in after her, which like I don't really know why, or at least go get help, or be like, hey, she's drowning, my girlfriend, or whatever. But then he goes after her sister, and it's like, what the hell? You know? Like, why are you going after her sister, and whatever, and stuff? So it's like, that's a little bit fishy to me. I don't think I'll go down, I'll just do that. It's messed up a little bit there. See, this might work, but I don't know. We'll wait and see. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. Try it. Like I said, I'm not too worried about like the actual outline because like I'm gonna be like filling it in with like they call it like black marker. So it's like I'm not too worried about the actual like super details, but so okay, we'll see how this works out. Let's see. So, let's see. So, like I said, we'll see. That might be too much detail, but it's like what I'm basically going to be doing is kind of like, not really like I'm going to be doing it pride colors, but I'm going to start off with white. You can't really see the white, but it's like it will when you hold it up, you can kind of see the white a little bit. See there. Like I said, this might be the last project I'm doing because I don't want to go over too much on this video. But it's like I will be continuing these projects like later down the road. And it's like maybe like, you know, like because I have a few more I have to do for Pride. So then like, see, where's the purple? The purple like blended in kind of. Since I'm kind of winging it, I probably shouldn't wing it. I probably should measure this out, but you know, whatever. It's done now. Like I said, it's like I have like plenty of plastic. It's like if I mess up. So then there's the blue. There's the blue. The actual, like I said, the actual like drawing does not take long sometimes, but it's like sometimes you have to go over it again just to make sure that you're getting the look that you want to get. You know. And this is like I said, this might have too much detail in it, so I might have to like dumb it down a little bit or like make it a little less like detail. And then let's see, green's the next color. And I think I'll see kind of how it like bakes or whatever and stuff, and if it works out the way I want it to. I don't know if it will or not, but we'll find out and stuff. Like that, and then the next color, yellow. I might not get all the, like I said, all the colors I want in there. That might not be working out for me neither, but I might have done like too much like white down here. But you know, it's a lesson learned and stuff. So, well, maybe just like here. I want to do this. If I can actually erase that, like right there. Kind of don't. There, it actually came off, so that's good. I thought I might have had to go get the rubbing alcohol and kind of, you know, do like a whatever, you know. Let's see, and then orange, just a little bit. There we go. A little bit yellow in here. It might actually work out like how I want it to. I don't know. Like, so this is going to be my last one of the day. At least, like, on, like, the camera. But, you know, I might go back in and, like, be doing more of these projects. But do coloring next week or something. And tell you how our pride went. You know, we're just a little bit concerned because things right now are not that great in our society. And then one more red. You know, so we're just kind of like holding on right now. And the best way you can, like, if you're like, at least you that are the allies, they can like speak up, and it's like, because the thing is, we need actual like, how to explain, allies that are like not like the LGBT community speaking up, because people are not going to listen to us, unfortunately. So here we go. Oh, that didn't turn out too bad. And this again, I might not to worry about filling in spaces too much. It's like I might just kind of let it be a little bit patchy, you know, and not perfect. So let's see, and then one more, the marker. We'll go over it with. I haven't decided if I like this or not, but I guess we'll see how it cooks. and stuff when I put it in there if it turns out the way I want it to. You know? Oh, it doesn't look too bad. It actually looks pretty nice, I think. And then, like I said, we'll just see what happens when I put it in the oven and I cook it. Because I'm not sure about the white. Because I know how all these other colors cook. But I don't know about that color. But I'm going to sign off for now. So I'm going to cut this out later. And I'm going to sign off for now. And I really hope that you guys all enjoy this project. And it's like, be the true you. And it's like, treat others with kindness. Thank you. Bye.